world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back together again. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the next movie. Well, actually, we're going to be doing another ranking in here. Today, we're going to be ranking all of the Santa Claus, the entire Santa Claus franchise, both the films and the new series that came out, or previously had ended. Now, let's talk about all of them and rank them from worst to best. This was a somewhat good but disappointing return to the franchise. I just think that I think as a whole, there were some story elements that I think worked, but the whole time I was watching this series, I was like, this could just be a fourth movie. This could have just been a film that we could have seen that could have taken stuff, but didn't have to feel rushed or anything. And it's like when you look at the other Santa Claus movies, they didn't really feel rushed. And it's like they're trying to rush everything and making it all into 30 minutes. And I don't really like that. So for me, the Santa Claus series unfortunately comes in last place. Alright, so I actually saw the Santa Claus 3 at the Escape Clause about a week ago. And I actually have to say, it's not a bad movie. I kind of understand what people are saying, you know. The original cast is not exactly, the same. They kind of focus on this whole story with Jack Frost and him trying to go back in time and become Santa Claus. And it's a nice little storyline, but honestly, they didn't do too much. They didn't do too much with it because they didn't get to spend too much time in that, fake timeline. But overall, it was a good time, I guess. Now, I think that this is actually a really heartwarming sequel to the original Santa Claus, but also just a heartwarming Christmas movie. Of course, it deals with, now the story of Santa, needing to go back to town to find a wife. It's not the most interesting storyline, and then he makes a toy Santa Claus, and yada, yada, yada. I think the stuff that scene when he's at that, when he's at Carol Newman's principal party, and he just starts giving out gifts to everyone, and everybody's just having a good time. It's so heartwarming. And then even the relationship between Principal Newman and Scott Calvin, I thought was just great. And even that all the stuff with toy Santa Claus, I thought that was kind of funny as he was drinking hot cocoa, and you kind of get a Buzz Lightyear reference in there. And so honestly, this movie is really heartwarming, and there's just a lot of nice elements that really, honestly, the stuff I didn't really like about the Santa Clauses actually works better in this film because it actually works a lot better, especially that they brought back the Nutcracker toys in the Santa Claus series in the finale, though they didn't do too much with them. I still thought this was a really good movie. It's not exactly as good as the original film, but it's still a good Christmas movie. Now, for me, what made this film so good is that it takes a premise of this guy who almost basically kills Santa Claus, takes the coat, and becomes Santa himself. It's dark as it sounds, but it's filled with tons of great humor. It's pretty funny. It has great characters, a great interpretation of Santa Claus, great scenes, and how they really used the premise in a very interesting way. Lots of great cameos from Disney stuff. And it's just a really good Christmas movie. So, for me, The Santa Claus comes in at number 1 as my favorite film of this franchise. So that's my review that's my ranking. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the About section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.